when and where? When are we going to see you fight again? How quickly could we see you? There's rumblings, kind of talk of late August, early September. How much truth is there to that?
The good news is there is a date and they're talking about it. The bad news is I can't say anything about it until the bout agreement's signed or until the UFC announces it, So
like the possibility was Takeda Mizugaki is a name that's being
That's an name. Anybody who's looking at a shot at the title soon is who I want to fight. So anybody who's on a nasty win streak that's looking real good lately, I want to challenge myself against that person. I haven't been in there in a while. There's not much else I could do except challenge myself at this point after being out as long as I have. That's the reality of this.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you. Some people thought that you should immediately have the title shot, that you and TJ should unify and for once and for all, for always. But you felt okay taking a fight before a title
Well, this is what happened. I did that. I was getting ready for Barao. And in doing so, I learned something about my body, and that's that training for 5 rounds is totally different than training for 3. And I never used to have that because I trained my entire life. My body was built up. It was strong. Then I take this time off because of double ACL surgery. I'm on my butt for a year almost, and your body changes, and you have to rebuild it to take the beatings that we take in those practices. I'm rebuilt up, and now preparing for a 3-round fight, I'm going to be even stronger. Then I'll have a 3-round fight camp under my belt. Now I'm ready for a 5-round fight, and I can beat down anybody I need to as long as I go through and do it.
You have to harden your body. You have to harden your body, and 3 rounds and 5 rounds is much different. They call it, and they offer me 3-round fights, and I'm like,
yes.
Every time.
It's like a gift.
I'm like, I'm asking. I'm like, hey, can I be in the co-main event? No higher. I'm good. No higher.
DC co-main event.
Co-main event king is DC. You think that happens on accident?
No, DC, you're smart, man. I never doubted that. DC, I do want to talk about your knee. This is something we've been going back and forth on. Are you going to have surgery? Are you not going to have surgery? What's the latest?
So I'm supposed to have surgery next week, but I called the doctor yesterday and I'm kind of chickening out again. I'm kind of scared of surgery, man. I'm old. I'm 35 years old. I'm old. So it's like if I get surgery, it's like it could potentially
what kind of surgery?
For a year, an ACL surgery.
And like what I did.
Like what you did. Hey, Dom. I mean, hi, Dom. We're 2 years. It's like I'm kind of afraid to get the surgery where there are some alternative options. There's PRP treatment. There's some things that I can do because right now the ACL doesn't bother me. It's my LCL, and with time that's supposed to be okay. So I'm on the fence right now, guys. All I want to do is fight the winner of John Jones and Alexander Gustafsson. Nothing else.
Yeah.
So if I
want to see that.
Oh, of course. And if I have to, I have 7 months, so I have some time to recover, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm kind of playing by ear. I'm going to go into the doctor next week, and I'm probably going to, we'll make a decision. But so I just want to fight for the titles, though. I don't care about anything else.
And so the fans know there is an option every time you tear your ACL or your MCL or your LCL or your meniscus. You have the choice. The doctor gives you the choice of if you want to sit on it and let the muscles around the knee strengthen the area. The ACL will be gone forever. You'll never have an ACL again until you get the surgery. But there's a lot of questions in that. Your knee gets real shifty. It kind of feels like you're walking on ice all the time whenever you're trying to wrestle. There's just a lot of guesses there. If you have a choice, you can either try to tough it out, take 7 months, 8 months to try to make everything around it stronger, or you get the surgery and just fix it right away. I chose to fix it because I know I have a long career ahead of me. I won a lot of fights.
You're like 25. I'm 10 years older than you, though.
I was 25 when I heard it, Let's remember that.
Okay.
Now I'm not. So I'm trying to just come back, but it's tough, and I know where you're at.
I've had for a really long time. The ACL's been for a while. The LCL, that's something I can power through.
The good news is it won't affect your ability to walk around at International Fight Week, meet the